Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with round 7 of our F224 Andrea Kimi Antonelli career mode. Yes, we're back this weekend here in Spielberg for the Austrian Grand Prix. If you missed out on the videos that went live last weekend from Barcelona, I would highly recommend going back and checking them out. It looks like, I don't want to speak too soon, but it does look like we are finally starting to steer our championship challenge back on track. We're P3 in the standings right now, 17 points back from Paul Aaron. We've got 4 of us, him, Behrman, ourselves and Gabriele Bortoleto, that are all locked in at the top of the table. 18 points in it between us 4 at the moment, so it could be any of us that lead the championship after this weekend. If you're new around here as well, please do make sure you get yourself subscribed. We're trying to hit 140,000 subs on the channel right now. But yeah, let's head out then to here to Spielberg, and hopefully we can try and get another good qualifying session. Well, Austria has the least corners of any track on the Formula 1 calendar, but that certainly doesn't mean it is the easiest one to navigate across the season either. You've got to be really, really careful to try and get a lap nailed around this venue. And I'm sure, yeah, one man that knows how to nail laps so far this season, our teammate Ollie Behrman, immediately just streaking away slightly as we make our way up in towards turn 2, one of the most difficult braking zones of the lap. Got to be really, really careful there. Got really nice traction on the exit. You've got to be careful of the turbo spool, potentially giving you a load of wheel spin as Bortoleto, Aaron and Behrman right up at the front of the order there. Our big 3 championship rivals. They look to be the ones trying to trade for pole position here. Qualifying has not been our strong point this season. Our ability to move through packs during race days has certainly carried Kimi Antonelli right the way throughout this campaign so far, but a really nice tidy line as we make our way in towards that final sector. We just want to try and make sure that we don't end up right at the rear of the field once again, as through that penultimate corner we'll go, leaning the car over the curbs through the first part, again trying the same thing on the exit up towards the line. It is P19 on the grid. When, oh when, am I going to get qualifying nailed in this series? Well, Ollie Behrman will line up on pole position there ahead of Paul Aaron. Gabriele Bortoleto in P3, ahead of Hajar and Zach O'Sullivan. It's going to be Dennis Hauger that will start on pole position, ready for the sprint race. But, I mean, we were a 10th away from Hauger come the end of qualifying there, and we only line up P19 in the end. Still our only driver yet to score in Taylor Barnard will line up P20. Rafael Villagomez back to earth as well, down in P16. But yeah, like I've said, the problem we've got is the AI. They're a bit too strong in qualifying, and then yeah, certainly a little bit weaker when you move into the races. Problem is I can't change the AI, so we either deal with OP cars in qualifying, and then we just fly through the order come Grand Prix Saturday or Sunday, or we struggle in qualifying and then we have a good fight. I'd rather have good races than good qualifying sessions, but I do wish EA would fix this.
So today, the sprint race, no pit stops, just full-on pace. It's all about speed, daring, and sheer driving skill. What, I wonder, is in store for us today? So Spielberg is one of the shortest laps on the F2 calendar, just 10 corners, 7 right and 3 left. Look out for the uphill braking zone into turn 3 that represents one of the better opportunities to overtake. Also turn 4 straight afterwards, and then the next one being all the way back round to turn 1. And we welcome you to the Formula 2 commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes, alongside me for this one, Alex Brundle. It is a sprint race, it is race day. How much can you take from that 1-lap pace into our multi-lap contest today?
Well, you've got the grid reversed, giving some drivers who wouldn't normally get it the opportunity to take a win or a podium home. They're going to be looking to snatch that opportunity if at all possible.
I know you're frustrated to be this far back on the grid, but you've got to keep that under control. Keep a cool head and work your way through the field gradually as you go. It's not all going to be won or lost at the first corner.
Well, luckily, yeah, there are plenty of opportunities to try and make moves around this circuit. And yeah, luckily as well, maybe unluckily for us, there's no chance of changeable conditions either in this sprint race. We've got our work cut out over these next 14 laps, but I've done it before. I'm sure we can try and do it again. 5 red lights here on the grid for the Austrian GP sprint. It's going to be lights out, and away we go there, off to a quite wheel spinny start. Actually, Enzo Fittipaldi in front of me is going to get a good run down in towards turn 1. But starting down towards the rear of the field there gives us a bit more time just to kind of think about where we're going to position our car through the first couple of corners. And I'm going to try and follow the Brazilian as he goes side by side with his teammate there, Jack Crawford, the filling of a Van Amersfoort sandwich, as we make our way up the hill. And now we're going to try and be a bit more audacious with it. Down the inside of 1, 2, 3, 4 cars at the top of the hill there. As Zane Maloney will get the power back down around our outside. We made a little bit of contact with Paul Aaron there. Just reminding him, you know, our World Championship leader, that we might have qualified a bit further behind. But we can still absolutely have a fight with him there. As you just see Rafael Villagomez trying to look back down the inside through the next corner as well. This one, I always struggle with the traction relative to the AI, but yeah, the Mexican trying to go right the way around our outside. They're all a little bit of contact, so he actually did a better job of keeping it there than I thought he would. And already then, the gap's just starting to open up a little bit just up in front. It is still those 2 MP Motorsport cars at the front of the order, but has Hauger held on lap 1, or has his teammate Franco Colapinto got himself into prime position? It is Hauger that still leads, but I mentioned it last weekend in Spain. Colapinto is mighty consistent so far this season, and he is keeping himself near those championship contenders and could still be a bit of a threat.
For understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push.
Well, I certainly wasn't expecting the AI to break that early as we made our way up towards the top of the hill there. Had to have a look down the inside of Zane Maloney. It was either that or I risked losing the front wing, but yeah, you just see again, we're struggling a little bit for top end speed against the AI. They seem to run, I mean, they're running genuinely here, I think less than 10 downforce on the front wing, which to me seemed absolutely mental because I just had no rotation through the corners of the second half of the lap. So maybe that's going to affect their tyres towards the end of this one. Of course, it gives us good data ready for the main Grand Prix as well. Well, there we go. Zane Maloney doesn't even have the DRS either off Paul Aaron, so that's going to be difficult for him. Hopefully that's going to work out nicely for us, and maybe we can kind of springboard past him and get into the range of those cars in front. A bit like Monaco, if you guys remember that weekend. Turn 2 here, we seem to kind of get caught between gears like we were at the Rascas. The AI, again, just seem to be able to kind of power through it. I don't have such luck. I really thought Maloney would be back in the range of Paul Aaron. Those AI did seem to concertina up, so he must have only been a few hundredths out of the range there. But you can see we're about 1.4 seconds back from the Estonian. So as we try and have a look around the outside of Maloney up the hill, we've got to try and get this move done fairly quickly, which we will just about get the long way around. I mean, he wanted to try and keep the nose down the inside there, but we had comfortably outbroke him in towards the corner. Kind of felt like the Barbados kid there just tried to shove the nose back down the inside and pray that it would stick. And now we are directly behind the 2 men that are directly in front of me in the championship. And there we go. We also only just get in the DRS range of those cars in front. Well, there we go. If we can move up into the top 10 then, even more incentive, because we could walk away with a point, which would be quite good going. If somehow from the back of the field we can take points out of Aaron and Behrman here, I would be quite happy with that, as already looks like we're starting to get some craziness up towards the front of the order. I mean, look how early the AI break down the inside of Paul Aaron again. There, a little bit of wheel banging as he tried to cover me off at the top of the hill. Again, the AI will seemingly able to just out-traction us off the corner, but is Aaron going to go defensive on me? Yes, he is. So we'll try and break late round the outside through the exit of the corner. Again, Paul Aaron, though, will try and just cover me off there. He's really desperate to try and defend the inside line everywhere, and it's just meaning that everybody in front is getting away. Maloney, again, will try and have a look, and, well, this is starting to turn into touring cars. I always forget as well about Austria. It's just how bumpy this circuit is. You know, it is an old school circuit, this one. I do love it. I think, you know, it does go to showcase that, you know, Formula 1 does need to explore more simpler tracks. This is all Roman Stnic. Roman Stnic down in the wall there through turn 1, so I can only guess that he's dropped it. Well, riding on board then with Roman Stnic as he makes his way down in towards turn 1. Things look fine now, just gets a little moment over the curb. And, well, he certainly tried to keep his foot in there. Roman Stnic out off into the wall, and he probably could have avoided losing half his front wing had, you know, he broke, maybe. It's a crazy idea, I know, but might have been worth considering. Whoa, we haven't got much time to focus on that, though. Again, we're going to try and fling one down the inside of Paul Aaron. Quite clearly, with that driving, I'm not here to make friends this afternoon. But we do now move up then into P11 of this race. So could it actually end up being in Prema's best interest right at the end of this to let us by, so at least the team get 1 point? Can't help but feel that Ollie Behrman might oppose to that. But hopefully I'm not really going to give him the say on the matter. Definitely once again got more confidence. And now we're in a race in this car. Just the AI use a very OP qualifying setup every single time. And that's annoying when I only end up a few tenths away. We've just got to keep trying to go for it every single time, don't we? If the AI Constantine are up in towards turn 2, we've got to try and claim the advantage every time we can. As there we go, down the inside of Ollie Behrman. They weren't as bad that time around there, and you can just see again, get a huge moment of oversteer on the exit of the corner there. But up then into P10 we go. Maybe not for long though, as Behrman and Paul Aaron both think about having a look down the inside. Paul Aaron there, that was an audacious move, trying to capitalise once again on Prema's drivers battling it out with each other. They're still going to be side by side behind me when we make our way off the turn. But Aaron's gone and done it. Well, for the first time this season, it feels like the AI actually able to split up into more than just a couple of different bunches in races there. We've got Bortoletto even, and Zach O'Sullivan, just in front going wheel to wheel, as we've got yellow flags out. I think that's for a car behind. Oh no, that might be a car in... I don't know what's going on. It might be a car in front, it might be a car behind. It's Ratomo Miata, for the second weekend in a row, seems to have been mecha-chromed, and it would appear that his luck in real life is pretty much as good as his luck inside F224. And Zach O'Sullivan seems to be the weak link at this stage of the afternoon, really struggling for pace. I've only found out recently, I don't know if I've ever mentioned it in this series before, I didn't know that Zach O'Sullivan actually lives local to me. I had no idea up until not that long ago when the girlfriend mentioned it to me. I was shocked to find out. So that might be an illegal overtake on Corret. Nope, yellows weren't out yet, so I guess we'll claim it. A little bit cheeky, but into 9th we'll go then. As yeah, Ratomo Miata's stricken car hasn't quite been picked up. Well, so far this race, we have averaged gaining 1 position a lap against the AI here, and I think that's going to get even easier as we're just starting to see them struggle on their tyres a bit more, and that means we can go for a more audacious attempts like that down the inside of Richard Verschoor up at the top of the hill. Our top 4 as well, battling it even more aggressively. There we go, another lap, another move ticked off. Oh, we got more yellows, That is Isaac Hadjar. Isaac Hadjar breaking down then, so we'll claim 2 for the price of 1. Down in turn 1 there is Zach O'Sullivan. Clearly felt it was a better idea just to sit behind him and try and battle his way through the smoke, but suddenly now then, we've still got that battle going on at the lead of the field. I think that's Helga versus 1. Is that Helga? Is that the 2? MP still battling it out? I don't really know what's going on anymore in this race. Welcome to Formula 2, ladies and gents. It is absolutely chaotic there, as now O'Sullivan going to try and claim that place back off me as we make our way down the hill. Are we going to be able to try and go the long way around on the Brit? Not quite able to there. But again, we'll have the DRS next time, so I'm not going to worry too much. As the ART driver, you just see how much the AI now are struggling to position their cars where they need to. It's really, really costing them towards the end of the afternoon as we try and do the old up and under. I'll get to the inside of him. Oh, no, we won't. In towards those final couple of corners, but again, a slight extra straight line speed does make the difference there. But O'Sullivan, he is all over the road as we start the penultimate lap of this sprint race here. Again, we won't be able to do anything when we get to the yellow flags. So I'm just going to try and throw him off his line and see if we can get a run. Oh, off for the corner there. Huge moment of oversteer. But luckily we gather it up this time round. And Richard Verschoor still waiting in the wings. He'll want to try and look for a move if he possibly can there. As we make our way up the hill though, he's met with a wall of FIA F2 cars. As can we go the long way around O'Sullivan? Yes, we can. And finally, we will move back into P6. But I don't think we're going to get any closer to our top 5. One more lap to go then here from Austria, and as sprint races go, I really don't think we can complain about this one, but we are still going to have to keep our eyes on the mirrors. Zach O'Sullivan, I'm sure, will try and look for one final attack. Who's going to claim the victory, though, up at the front of the order? It is still anybody's guess between Colapinto and Dennis Hauger there. There's one of the Red Bull back drivers just behind who gets to enjoy the show still. But, I mean, yeah, Hauger looks like he's gone back around the outside of his teammate here. And finally, the Norwegian starting to get his championship hopes back on track. There goes Zach O'Sullivan again down our inside. This might be a critical move for him late on in the race, because I'm not sure there's going to be another opportunity to try and get back round unless we can get a good run down through these few corners. I think O'Sullivan might just have mugged me off there in a similar vibe to what Bortoletto was able to do last weekend. But as we make our way through the final few corners here, MP Motorsport, I mean, the team must have had their head in their hands all race long. It has been super tense, the battle between their two drivers, but experience is going to prevail this time. Dennis Hauger is going to take the sprint win here in Austria and become, I believe, our 7th different winner of the year. But for us, it is P7.
A super performance and victory for Dennis Hauger.
It might not be the same points as the feature race, but it is the same podium, and they get to wave at the fans from it.
And look at that, they're making their way out onto the podium now. Great race from the MP Motorsport team, and I'm very happy to see them up there on the top step of the podium.
Well, there we are then. Dennis Hauger takes the win ahead of Franco Colapinto, with Pepe Marti yet again finding himself on the podium there. Amory Cordial in 4th ahead of Bortoletto, O'Sullivan, ourselves and Richard Verschoor will round out the top 10 in the end, meaning that we get 3 points for our efforts, but it could have been 4 had I stayed ahead of the ART driver towards the checkered flag there. That does, though, once more mean that Bortoletto and I do take some points, though, out of your top 2. So now there's just 14 points covering your top 4 drivers there. But like I said, Marty, he is not a million miles away at this stage of the campaign. Still, though, only Paul Aaron, who has broken through that 100-point barrier. I'm sure we're going to see at least 3 more of us achieve that, though, by the end of the race tomorrow. Prema, 49 points now, the gap in the Constructors, so we lose out a few points there, I believe, to High Tech, but yeah, we've got a safe buffer at the moment, and especially with Bevan starting from pole tomorrow, hopefully that buffer is going to become even safer. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very soon when Formula 2 returns ready in here, of course, in Austria again.